If I were hired for a business and had to travel to another country, what will it take and how is it going to be different from how we do business here? A culture I think that would be interesting to work overseas would be South Korea. I find this area interesting because I think it would be a very different atmosphere in the business organization. The main difference in how business would be in South Korea versus here in the US would probably be communication, because that's a given. For here in the US, there's many ways that we communicate in business. For example, we have face-to-face meetings or confrontations. There's email, talking over the phone, and even video chatting that can occur in businesses. There's also the type of language we use in order to communicate, because unlike in South Korea, our main language is English and Spanish. Of course, there's other languages, but those are the more common. So South Korea uses the same ways to communicate for the most part, except their main language is Chinese and Mandarin. They do speak English, but it would be better to speak Chinese and Mandarin. If you're gonna go and do business in South Korea, one thing that you should probably do is be familiar with their languages. Another difference with the communication is that us Americans, we seem to be more blunt, while Koreans tend to not like confrontations and would rather avoid the problem or let people down easy. Koreans also expect same-day responses. For example, if you send an email and don't reply quickly, as in the same day, then Koreans might take offense to that and think that it's a lack of interest or termination of a project you might be working on with them. Also, in meetings, you should book them in advance and arrive promptly on time, even if your host does not. And your approach should be very formal but friendly. And a main thing for Korea is respect. So you need to show respect to their titles correctly. So for example, in Korea, women should be introduced to the men, and older people should be introduced to younger people. Another thing is, unlike in the US, when we greet someone, we usually say hi and we shake their hand firmly. But in Korea, you do a slight bow and then you do a gentle handshake. So these are just a few of the things that I feel like is important for if you're going to go and do business in Korea